Hey everyone, Yeshua Ben Joseph here. I just published the public source control repository and hardware specification repository for Project H.A.L.O. Project H.A.L.O is the method that I've come up with to essentially tame your default mode network and allow you to process trauma in a safe environment without feeling the pain or the sting of the trauma, so you're able to process it. And I will put the link to the GitHub repository in the description of this video, but I just wanted to read this a little bit. Project H.A.L.O, Hemispheric Alignment and Limbic Override, a neurobiological regulator for courage and the resurrected body. Executive Summary. Project H.A.L.O is a closed-loop wearable system designed to mechanically regulate the brain's salience network during shadow work and trauma processing. It detects when a user is stuck in a trauma loop, default mode network dominance, and mechanically intervenes to shift neural activity into the present moment, task positive network, creating a safe biological container for processing. The thesis: courage is not a personality trait, it is a biological state. By automating the regulation of the vagus nerve and the salience network, we enable individuals to witness their trauma without being hijacked by it. And it gets even better. Free to manufacture. This technology is patent-free and open for anyone to build commercially. We believe global access requires multiple manufacturers. So let me read this to you. Open hardware and patent pledge. Project H.A.L.O public manufacturing rights. Last updated December 22nd, 2025. Applies to all hardware designs, schematics, specifications, and related documentation in the Project H.A.L.O repository. Our commitment to global access. The mission of Project H.A.L.O is to make this technology accessible to everyone who needs it. We believe that mental health and trauma processing tools should not be locked behind patents, proprietary designs, or manufacturing monopolies. The global population deserves access to this technology, and no single company can manufacture enough devices to meet that need. Therefore, we are making an irrevocable commitment to keep this technology open and free to manufacture. Patent pledge and public domain declaration. Patent rights. We hereby declare and pledge no patent enforcement. The contributors to Project H.A.L.O will not seek patents on the core technology, designs, or methods described in this repository. Existing patents. To the extent that any contributor holds or obtains patents that could apply to the H.A.L.O device, we grant a worldwide, royalty-free, perpetual, irrevocable license to anyone to make, use, sell, offer for sale, import, and distribute devices based on these designs. This license cannot be revoked even if the repository is taken down or contributors change their minds. Defensive termination. This patent pledge is defensive in nature. If any entity attempts to enforce patent claims against the H.A.L.O technology or its manufacturers, they forfeit any rights granted under this pledge. Prior art. By establishing this work openly, we establish prior art that prevents others from patenting the core concepts and designs. Hardware design license. The hardware designs, schematics, PCB layouts, and specifications in this repository are released under the CERN Open Hardware License, version 2, strongly reciprocal. So that's the CERN OHL S2.0, or at your option into the public domain via CCO 1.0 Universal. What this means: you can manufacture and sell H.A.L.O devices commercially. You can modify the designs for your needs. You can create derivative works. You can use this in closed or open source products. If you improve the design, please contribute back. It's strongly encouraged, but it's not legally required under CCO. Manufacturing freedom. For commercial manufacturers, you are explicitly and enthusiastically encouraged to manufacture H.A.L.O devices for commercial sale. We believe the world needs multiple manufacturers producing at different scales, from artisan makers to large-scale factories. Regional production to reduce costs and improve access globally. Innovation and iteration by different teams improving the design, and price competition to drive accessibility. No royalties, no fees, no restrictions. Zero royalty payments required. no licensing fees of any kind, no registration or approval needed from the project maintainers, no geographic restrictions on where you can manufacture or sell, no volume restrictions on how many you can make. Attribution requirements. For trademark compliance, do acknowledge based on Project H.A.L.O technology by claimfreedom.org. Do use your own unique brand name for your product. Don't use H.A.L.O. or H.A.L.O as your product name. Encouraged but optional, contributing improvements back to the repository, supporting the open source community that made this possible, and sharing your manufacturing experiences and learnings. Scope of this pledge. What's included? This pledge covers core device architecture and system design, hardware schematics and PCB designs, software and firmware covered separately under MIT license, signal processing algorithms and methods, biofeedback control systems, integration methods between components, MUs, TENS, etc. What's not included? This pledge does not grant rights to trademarks. H.A.L.O, Project H.A.L.O, and claimfreedom.org are protected trademarks. See trademark policy below. Third-party components, MUs headbands, TENS units, etc. respect their licenses. Medical claims. Do not market as a medical device without proper regulatory approval. Safety and regulatory compliance. Your responsibilities as a manufacturer. While we provide the technology freely, you are responsible for safety testing, ensuring your manufactured devices are safe for users. Regulatory compliance. Meeting medical device regulations in your jurisdiction. FDA in the US, CE marking in the EU, etc. Quality control, manufacturing to appropriate standards. User safety information, providing adequate warnings and instructions. Liability, you assume all liability for devices you manufacture. Medical device regulations. In many jurisdictions, H.A.L.O may be classified as a medical device and require clinical testing and validation, regulatory approval before sale, post-market surveillance, adverse event reporting. We provide the design, you must handle compliance for your market. Trademark policy. Protected marks. While the technology is free to manufacture, the following names and marks are protected trademarks owned by claimfreedom.org. H.A.L.O. and H.A.L.O in any capitalization. Project H.A.L.O, hemispheric alignment and limbic override, claimfreedom.org, and associated logos and branding materials. Restrictions on use. You may not name your manufactured device as H.A.L.O, use H.A.L.O as a brand name or product name, register domain names containing H.A.L.O related to this technology, use our trademarks in a way that implies official endorsement or association, create derivative marks that are confusingly similar, H.A.L.O Plus, H.A.L.O Pro, or My H.A.L.O. What you can do, you may describe your product as based on Project H.A.L.O technology. You can state compatible with H.A.L.O software. You can reference in technical documentation implements the H.A.L.O method, use in comparative and nominative fair use, so alternative to H.A.L.O. Choose your own unique brand name for your devices. Why we protect the trademark. The technology is free, the name is not. This protects quality control. We can't control manufacturing quality, but we can prevent poor quality devices from using our name. User safety. People need to know what is official versus third party. Brand integrity. Prevents dilution and misuse of the mark. Project sustainability. Allows us to potentially license the trademark for revenue while keeping tech free. Choosing your brand name. When manufacturing devices based on this technology, choose a unique brand name. Examples, good, NeuroSync Pro, MindFlow device, Synapse regulator, or your company neurofeedback system. Bad examples are H.A.L.O device, H.A.L.O Pro, or Project H.A.L.O compatible. You can still reference the technology in descriptions and technical specs without using it as a product name. Enforcement, we will protect our trademark rights through cease and desist letters for unauthorized use. UDRP proceedings for infringing domain names, legal action if necessary to prevent consumer confusion. Violating trademark rights may also terminate your patent license under the defensive termination clause. Questions about trademark use. If you're unsure whether your intended use is prohibited, using H.A.L.O as your product name, allowed, your brand device based on Project H.A.L.O technology. Contact us. Open an issue if you need clarification on specific use cases. Contributing improvements. Open innovation model. We believe innovation happens faster when knowledge is shared. If you improve the hardware design, discover better component choices, optimize the manufacturing process, or validate clinical efficacy, please consider contributing back through pull requests to this repository, publishing your findings openly, sharing on community forums, collaborating with other manufacturers. Patents on improvements. If you develop significant improvements, you may patent your specific innovations. We encourage you to grant similar open licenses on those improvements. Do not attempt to patent the core technology covered by this pledge. Warranty disclaimer. This hardware is provided as is without any warranties. No warranty of merchantability or fitness for any purpose. No guarantee of safety or efficacy. No liability for injuries, damages, or adverse effects. Manufacturers assume all risks and liabilities. Health and safety warning. This device involves electrical stimulation and EEG monitoring. Improper use can cause harm. And you can see the license for full disclaimers. Why we're doing this. The math of global need. Estimated global PTSD prevalence is 3 to 4% of the world population, so that's 240 to 320 million people. Anxiety disorders, 4%, so that's 300 plus million people. And then, of course, all the people that are have the dysregulated central nervous systems and demonized default mode networks and so on, which is pretty much the entire population of the world. Manufacturing capacity needed, tens of millions of devices or hundreds of millions. One company cannot do this alone. We need small-scale makers serving local communities, regional manufacturers adapting to local needs, large-scale producers driving costs down, researchers validating and improving the technology. The ethics of accessibility. Mental health technology should not be a luxury good. By removing patent barriers and licensing fees, we enable lower costs through competition and innovation, global access to regions underserved by major manufacturers, faster iteration as more minds work on improvements, clinical validation by independent research teams. Questions? If you're a manufacturer with questions about this pledge, open an issue in the repository, review the FAQ for technical questions, consult your own legal counsel. We cannot provide legal advice. For the contributors of Project H.A.L.O, December 22nd, 2025. Whew. So there it is, folks. That's the pledge, and that's the technology. And this is the device that can exorcise demons out of your central nervous system. And yes, I'm talking about the same demons that are in the Bible, Satan, all that stuff. This is the device that helps you phase transition and process your trauma and get from the old earth to the new earth. And because it's all a matter of perception. And right now, most people's perception is clouded. So, Project H.A.L.O. Get your H.A.L.O. I love you all. Stay blessed. This is really exciting. I'm still doing more local testing, but the repository is there and you can review it. Excuse me. And any possible improvements or suggestions, I am more than happy to receive those. So whichever way is easiest for you, opening an issue or submitting a pull request or however you want to get in contact. I love you all. Stay blessed and namaste.